everyone, it's Rambling Hour with Lisa, featuring moi, Lisa, and hello and welcome to our bedroom. You might not recognize what's going on here, and that is because, although they're a bit not straightened out right now, and you can iron them, but I hung them up without ironing them just to get them up because we were excited, but I can steam them or I'll take them down and iron them. But these are our new curtains, blackout, ultra blackout curtains in the shade of charcoal. So very lovely. Last night was our first night sleeping with them. Worked very well, very exciting. And what do we have over here but my brand new 2024 moon calendar. So this kept coming up, and you might be wondering why I'm wearing my witch's hat, and that's what we're going to talk about a little bit today, is the moon and all that stuff. So this advertisement kept coming up for this moon stuff, and the journal was just amazing. It looked good, like I wanted it. I like to do a new journal every year. So you guys know in the past I've done the happiness journal, the way the tortoise, and different types of journals. So this year, well, not this year, but coming up in 2024, I'm going to do the way, not the way of the moon, the moon journal. I'll show you guys that in a minute. It is very warm in here. I'm going to show you my hoodie. It says, "And into the forest I go to lose my mind and find my soul." I used to wear hoodies all the time when I was growing up. Now I don't wear them as much, but this is my hoodie, but the girls wear it more than me. However, I have not planned this very well because it is very warm in my room, and I am sweating buckets, so I might take this hoodie off. So let me take off the witch's hat, and let me take off the hoodie. Don't worry, I'm not naked. So yes, this moon calendar has a lot to offer, and I am not an expert in astrology or moon cycles or any of that stuff, and that's one of the reasons that I got this moon calendar, because it's going to show me like the months. It has so much different information, what house we're in, there's so many different things here. But not only that, the people who created it's like an all-female company. That I don't think that was on purpose. It just happens to be that way. And the art, like the lady who does the art, there's so much love put into this company. It's just absolutely, I'm so happy to what's the word I'm looking for? Support small independent businesses. I'm really excited to learn more about the moon. Now, as far as practicing Wicca or witchcraft or anything like that, I mean, it doesn't matter if I wanted to, if I believed in lots of the Hindu stuff or the Buddhist stuff, or, if you're Catholic, whatever. I don't have the brain capacity or the desire to learn that much in this lifetime. So I am not a practicing witch. There is so much to being a proper witch and to witchcraft, and I don't want to infringe on anybody's culture, beliefs, or what they practice. However, I am slowly learning a little bit here, a little bit there, just like I did with plants and everything else. I'm not going to say that I'm a horticulturalist, but I am an amateur gardener. So I'm not going to say that I'm a practicing witch, but I am interested in all different, supernatural things. So I'm going to learn a little bit here and a little bit there. I have no desire to be an astrologist, but it doesn't mean that I can't learn things from it. So that is why I have the moon calendar. I'll show you my other moon stuff. Samantha says, hello. Hello, Samantha. Welcome to the Rambling Hour. These are new curtains, charcoal. Very nice. So anyways, I hung this temporarily right here, because there's a hook there with a picture on it. And then I thought, oh, well, actually, this will be a perfect spot, because I'm not sure where I'm going to put this yet. I think I'm going to put it in the new bathroom on the big bare wall. I'm going to put our other paintings and stuff, feathers, like, you know, like our spiritual stuff, because I don't know where to hang those either. They used to be on the wall in our bedroom, but because we have these shelves there, they can't go there. So if I add those two and then put this, I might put it on the big wall, but that's after it gets plastered and painted. So until then, I hung it here temporarily, but then I thought this would be perfect, especially with the new curtain, because I told you guys last week that you wouldn't be seeing the red curtains anymore. So I thought this would work well, because I also want to show you the new journal. So in my bundle that I ordered, I got the tote. It says, "Me and the moon are like this." Now, that is true. I do love the moon, but I don't know lots about it, so I'm still learning. In my bundle, this I got separate, the calendar. It wasn't part of the bundle. So in the bundle, I got the tote. I got this journal that I am so excited for. The company is called Moon Phase Studios. And this is my new journal. So it's like a thick one. I said this on my post. It says 13 Moon Journal, Volume 1. So I love that it says Volume 1, because that gets me excited to think maybe I'm going to get the one for 2025 as well. It has who it belongs to. And then I know everything's backwards but yeah, so a place to write in every day, but it teaches you, as we know, the reproductive system is a 28-day cycle, just like the moon cycle. I should be down a little bit more so you guys can see me. And different, okay, so cyclical living, tuning in, rising energy, peak and trough. It just has so much information, let alone, like, you know, when you write on that day, it's going to tell you different things about that day, where the moon is, what you should expect. I mean, obviously it depends on your own astrology and stuff, but it's still really cool to learn even about, it looks like plants and stuff, you know. And here, celebration of Litha begins on the 19th of June. Summer solstice is the 20th of June. So all the different, those are like pagan things that they celebrate. So I am just so excited about my 2024 journal. In the back, there's a little pouch for putting little things in, and that is where I put also part of my bundle. I got a sticker. Oh, I need to do this way. And a bookmark. I'm very excited about this journal, so I thought I would show you guys. I also, with the tote, I am using the tote to keep, what better place but to keep my, you know what this is? This is my grimoire, my secret grimoire. So I'm learning about witchcraft and magic and stuff. I will keep this in my, and I have something else in here that I want to read you guys today too. I didn't write it, but it's an interesting thing I heard today, and I thought it would be really good to read. So put my grimoire back into my moon tote, and I'm a happy little learning, I don't know, a witchling. What would you call yourself when you're just learning magic and just dabbling in it and slowly learning these things? A student, I guess. So how is everyone? What is new with you? What have you been up to? What have you done with the last week? I know you guys know that I need to work on my visa stuff. I know you also probably know that I've put away the Halloween and autumn decorations, and I've brought down the Christmas and winter decorations. However, they're all sitting in the living room waiting for me, but I'm not letting myself decorate until I'm done my visa stuff. But I also want the decorations done by December 1st because I want to be able to enjoy the holiday season without having to worry about decorating and stuff like that. So I'm running out of time as it's the 19th today. However, my visa is more important, so I need to send that email and get that done. So I've spent, because I'm a procrastinator and this is how I work, instead of just sitting down at my desk, writing the email, sending it, and then I can do the Christmas decorations, I've been cleaning the office for the last couple days, and I have got a lot done. But I like working in a clean office. So it's so silly that I would clean the whole office just to send one email. Although I know once I get that email sent, it's going to be back and forth of it all and getting the visa stuff done. But that's where I'm at. So it's almost clean. I need to go grocery shopping though as well in the next couple days. As far as the bathroom downstairs, no progress yet. But well, actually, I cleaned the walls where they're going to be painted, plastered and painted. I cleaned them like with the sugar scrub, and then I what's the stuff called? It's like white glue, like Samantha, if you're watching, you would know what it's called. PVA? No. Yeah, maybe PVA. It's like glue. It's like white glue, basically. You just put it on as a primer, like a seal, or you mix it with water and you put it on to basically seal the wall, so for him to be able to plaster. So I've done that. So that's ready for plastering. Look, this is ridiculous. I like wearing this watch. I love having an Apple Watch, but this wrist, like eczema. Ew, eczema, gross. That's from Big Daddy. And then I have it here and here. It's like all the way around. And then, of course, I'll get it here as well. So I have to switch my watch to either side. But it's just itchy and dry right now because I just had a shower. So, anyways, tell me what you guys have been up to. What's new? What is happening? I hear one of the children singing. So, see, anything else happened this week? So at the end of last weekend, Steve's dad was here. He left on Monday, I believe. And then yeah, I've just been working on getting stuff done out in the garden. We haven't had frost yet, thank goodness. Luckily, we have another electrician. So the electricians who are supposed to finish all their jobs here haven't responded to me. So we're going to get another electrician to come and do my greenhouse so that we can have electricity and lights in there, so I can have heat and lights in there before the frost comes. So I'm excited about that. Hopefully that'll happen soon. And then I do need to get out in the garden and get some stuff done out there as well, but it's been rainy, and also it's the same thing. I'm not letting myself go out there until I get the visa stuff done. That's my priority. So, and then me and Steve have been, we haven't done a lot of exercise this week, but we have been watching what we've been eating more, and there is some snacks in the house, but I haven't bought any more, so we're kind of just eating up. Like, we had some pretzels and like just nibbling on what was left, and I'm trying to empty out the freezer as well. We're gonna get I think I might have told you guys before, I don't know if I have or not, but we have a chest freezer, but we're gonna get a stand-up freezer. So I've been just trying to empty the freezer with stuff too. So this week, last week I made some chicken pot pies, because my friend Amber in Canada made some chicken pot pies, and she said that they tasted a bit bland, and I thought that was weird. And I said, well, I'll try making them and see what I think, because I've never made them before. So I made them, and the recipe I followed from BBC Food or whatever was really yummy, and it was really yummy. So I sent her the link to that recipe, and like she can try those ones and see what she thinks. Meg says, happy birthday. Thank you. This is the mistake that people made, because I'm behind with like posting things. I finally, well, it was partly due to my husband, Steve, because he wouldn't send me the video from when we went out for dinner, and had cakes for mine and Tom's and Aurora's birthday. I was waiting for him to send me the video of us blowing out the candles and stuff, because then I could take screenshots from it. Sorry, just my hair is wet from having a shower, and I feel like it's not scrunched enough yet and done. But, so I was waiting for him to send me that so I could take some screenshots from it so that I could post them. So I finally posted pictures from my birthday and that. But my birthday was October 21st. So we're like a month past my birthday. But thank you anyways. And so yeah, so because I posted the pictures of the birthday, people keep saying happy birthday to me, but it's not actually my birthday. But I'll take the love. So, yeah, I know. I still have some more pictures that I need to post as well, but I did that last night while we were watching TV. What are we watching on TV right now? So Big Brother UK has just ended, and I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here is just starting tonight. That is when a bunch of celebrities go into the jungle in Australia, and it's like they're basically camping for a couple weeks, and then they have to do these, they're called Bush Tucker Trial things, and they're like testing them, like they have to go through endurance things, or they have to eat bugs or weird things, and or put their hands in with bugs or creepy crawlies and stuff to get keys or stars out, and all these like challenges that they have to do. Like, that would scare lots of people, but it's how they get their stars for them to be able to eat in the camp instead of just having rice and beans. But like I said, it's celebrities, so anytime that they're uncomfortable or they don't want to do it anymore, they can just say, I'm a celebrity, get me out of here, and they'll take them right out of the whatever the challenge is that they're trying to do. Meg says, your birthday was on my anniversary. Yes, it was. It is every year. So let's think. So chicken pot pies last week, that was my big thing. This week I'm going to do lamb hearts again. And they were like super delicious last time I made them. So that's on the agenda. I also have some pork that's frozen that I need to get rid of. I have some Brussels sprouts that I want to use. I have cabbage that I need to use. So lots of, I have a butternut squash that I need to use. So I have lots of things that I want to make this week as well. And I bought Greek yogurt, so that means Steve can have overnight oats for breakfast. And I call them egg doodles, because if I say egg muffins, it sounds like I'm talking about what you get like at McDonald's for breakfast. But they're like when you mix up the egg and then pour it into like a muffin tin, and then add like your ingredients if you want to put like some ham and cheese and tomato or whatever, and then you bake them in the oven, and then you have these little like muffin shaped egg bites. So I just call them egg doodles. So I want to make some of those, and I can freeze them and then take a few out, and those are a quick, healthy, easy breakfast on the go. So me and Steve are slowly getting back into the groove. We are tired of the way that we look right now. Not that there's anything wrong with it. I'm not knocking on anybody's body image. I'm just saying we know what we were like when we were healthier and working out and we felt better. And right now we're feeling a bit slobbish and not at our best. So we're getting back to it. But like anything, it's a life change. So it's not just overnight everything's going to work out. We're just slowly getting back to it. Not snacking at night while we're watching TV as much, and just little things to get back into the groove. So like I said, I was working in the office today, getting things done, so I'm almost ready to sit at my desk and do the visa stuff, and then I can get on with Christmas and Christmas and winter decorations. Saying that, I have some plans in my head, but I want to get rid of a bunch of Christmas decorations. I know that's crazy for a hoarder, but if it doesn't bring me joy, if I don't love it. There's so many Christmas decorations that I have that they're cool because they're Christmas decorations, so I can use them to make an area feel Christmassy, but I don't really love them, and I'd rather it be a nice display with a few ornaments or a few things than a huge display with all these things that I don't really care about. So I have some boxes that I'm going to like put anything that I don't want into, so I'm going to get rid of those. And I want themes. There's still lots of stuff that I'm going to keep, but I'm not necessarily going to use it all to decorate, although I brought it all down because I need to go through it to choose the things that I want. I don't want each room to be cluttered with Christmas stuff. I'm not saying that it won't be totally decorated for Christmas or winter. I just mean I don't want it to be cluttered. Like I said, say on a shelf, it's like the fake snow on the whole shelf and a couple ornaments means that whole shelf is decorated, but it's not full of like 30 ornaments, right? So I am going to go through the Christmas and winter stuff, get rid of stuff, and do my little themes that I want to do in the rooms or around the house. And then like the color scheme. So in the living room, there's like, I put, I'm trying to remember what color the tablecloth is. I'm going to say maybe the tablecloth is silver. No, the tablecloth is red that I put in the dining room. But the placemats and the runner are like black with silver in it, which I've never used them before. And so I'm going to play off of those. So I might actually do the Christmas tree as, instead of doing, Steve says that we don't need 7 Christmas trees. I don't know what he's talking about. But if we do one Christmas tree, the main Christmas tree, usually that's where, so if I have more than one Christmas tree, the other ones I'll do like themed colors, like say pink and purple on this Christmas tree or whatever, right? Or blue and white on this Christmas tree. And then the main Christmas tree is where I put all the odds and end ornaments, or the ones that are meaningful, or the homemade ones, or the wooden ones, or all the, you know what I mean? So, but instead of having that, I might only do one tree in the living room, but go off of those colors that are on the dining room, like the black and silver and red and whatever. But that's the plan, but we'll see. So again, I want it to be simple to look good, but not be too complicated. And I want to get it done before December 1st. So that is like 11 days. So we'll see how well I do. Is it November? Yeah, 30 days in November. All right, so I have something to read to you guys. I know there's a few of you there, but even if you're watching this later, that's fine too. So we're 20 minutes in, so 1/3 of the way through. So I was listening to podcasts, as I usually do, and the one I was listening to today was not Psychic Teachers. Samantha Faye is on Psychic Teachers with Deb Bowen, but she also has another podcast called Enlightened Empaths with Samantha Faye and... I'm sorry, why am I not remembering your name? I can't remember the other one's name right now. But anyways, it's called Enlightened Empaths. And they were doing like happy stories, or like not happy or joyous stories, something like that. Like just happy, good stories. And this is one that they talked about. And I thought this was a great analogy. It also said on the website that I got this from. Well, here it says, many use this story as a softer way to explain death. But I think where I read somewhere else too is that some people, they said it would be a good way to explain death to a child. So like the transition between this life and the next life. And I thought this was not only is it a great story, it's also a great analogy for what I believe and what lots of us believe happens from this world to the next. And a way to understand why you might not hear from your loved one after they have gone. I'm just going to tilt this down a little bit and come closer to you guys so we're nice and cozy. And I'm going to put my glasses on my face so I can actually read. Hopefully there's not too much of a glare off of them. Do you know it's like my pet peeve when people look over the glasses? And now I'm one of them because I don't have bifocals. But my focus to you guys right now, I can see everything, but reading... well, I could read it if I needed to, but it makes it so much clearer with these spectacles. So this is how I watch TV with Steve at night too. So I might be on my phone and then I'm looking down at my phone like this, but then to look at the TV for it to be in focus across the room, I have to look over my glasses. So I'm like one of those teachers or something. However, if I got the chain to hang my glasses around my neck, that would, first of all, would annoy me. They would be in my way. But also, I'd probably destroy them because I'm definitely not a gentle person. They'd get caught on things because I'm clumsy and I would just like, probably choke myself with them or whatever. So it's much better in my hair. Except that when I have a ponytail, I can stick my glasses into my ponytail and they stay tight in there. But when I don't, they just slide around and everything. But I used to wear sunglasses like this to push back my hair and thought I looked super cool. Instead of like a headband, wear my sunglasses. Anyways, let's get on with this story, which is more important than me and my vanity. Okay, the story of the dragonfly. Once in a little pond in the muddy water under the lily pads, there lived a little water beetle in a community of water beetles. They lived a simple and comfortable life in the pond. Once in a while, sadness would come to the community when one of their fellow beetles would climb the stem of a lily pad and would never be seen again. They knew when this happened, their friend was dead, gone forever. Then one day, one little water beetle felt an irresistible urge to climb up that stem. However, he was determined that he would not leave forever. He would come back and tell his friends what he had found at the top. When he reached the top and climbed out of the water onto the surface of the lily pad, he was so tired, and the sun felt so warm that he decided he must take a nap. As he slept, his body changed, and when he woke up, he had turned into a beautiful blue-tailed dragonfly with broad wings and a slender body designed for flying. So fly he did. And as he soared, he saw the beauty of the whole new world and a far superior way of life to what he had known, And as he soared, he saw the beauty of a whole new world and a far superior way of life to what he had never known existed. Then he remembered his beetle friends and how they were thinking by now he was dead. He wanted to go back to them and tell them and explain to them that he was now more alive than he had ever been before. His life had been fulfilled rather than ended, but his new body would not go down into the water. He could not get back to tell his friends the good news. Then he understood that their time would come when they too would know what he now knew. So he raised his wings and flew off into his joyous new life. It's a bit of a different variant than I heard on the Enlightened Empaths, but you get the story of it that, you know, you go somewhere else. It's a different life, but it doesn't mean you're dead. You're just living a different life, and you can't get back to tell your loved ones that you didn't die, you still exist, and that you're seeing things that are more beautiful than you could have ever imagined, and in a different way than you could have ever imagined. And I love the analogy. So hopefully you enjoyed that. And if you have tuned in partway through, after I post this, you'll be able to watch it again. I'm just going to have a sip of my drink. That is yummy. So I've been staying up too late as well, and with Steve going to cards tonight and me after I'm done my live. Again, with eating healthier, I've already eaten my dinner, so I don't need to do that late like I have in the past. I have done what I need to do today, so basically I'll either post photos that I need to get off my phone or finish reading my book, which I'm so close to being done, or something like that, and then basically go to sleep while Steve's at cards still, so I can get an early sleep so I can rise early. Auntie Diane says, hi Lisa. Hi Auntie Diane. Yeah, so I can rise early and not feel tired and crappy, and then and get on with everything that we need to do and I need to do, and just keep trying to be productive. I've had a few slower days this last week. I could tell last week that it was probably week 3, which means it's the week before my period, because I just felt weepy, like I wanted to cry, even though nothing was wrong. And I was like, oh, this is a weird feeling I get. And then I figured that it was week 3, and it was. So now I literally am on the moon days. And, but also the last few days, I mean, I know like 4 of the people in the house were sick. Allison, Aurora, Erica, and Steve all had a bit of a cold, and Steve said that he's had a headache for a few days and he thinks it's part of the cold. Now, I didn't really have the cold that they did, like all stuffy and everything, but like Erica missed 3 days of school last week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, because she was sick. But I have had this headache the last few days. And yesterday I felt nauseous and had a headache and then cramps from the beautiful moon days. And me and Steve had gone out. It was very hard to get through yesterday. But this headache, it is crazy, especially for people who get migraines, which, again, I can't complain too much because I don't think I've ever experienced a migraine, but it is weird. Like, I'll get sinus headaches, and like yesterday's, even my eyeballs hurt because of the headache behind it. And it's just crazy how just your head hurting can like put you out of service and make you not want to do anything, even though the rest of your body feels fine. So Steve thinks that the headaches are part of this, whatever this bug is that we have right now. So let's hope that's true and that they'll go away. Because it's very hard to function day and night, like sleeping with a headache. And I mean, sometimes when you have, like, you know, when you cry and then you get a headache and then you need to sleep to get rid of the headache. But this is the kind of headache that was like, you can still feel it while you're trying to sleep. So that was very frustrating. What else? I'm just really excited about the renos as well. So me and Steve have talked about when the garage becomes our bedroom and stuff, but it requires a builder and all those. Steve said that he thought that by now the extension would have been built, but it's not. So I can't really say anything, but eventually it will get done. So just excited about that. And, you know, I'll keep you guys up to date with that. Also in the gardening world, just taking care of my houseplants, trying to love them, trying not to buy more, just trying to love what I have, just like outside in the garden. But also there's things that, like, here in October and November, you can start your sweet peas and then keep them over winter, even outside. And yeah, I could plant garlic, which I haven't done in October, November. So there's always something that could be started or planted or whatever all season long. However, with us going to Canada all next summer, I am trying to not plant anything. I need to make sure that my plants are in a way that makes it the easiest for whoever's going to come and water them and take care of them for me, because just to make it easy for them, but also because I don't expect that any of my friends are going to know as much about plants and stuff as me. So I'll just put them in different sections together so they know which ones need to be watered when or whatever, or I'll try and help them through it. And then I also thought about in the spring, I might actually acclimatize my houseplants to spend the summer outside in a shady area or something, so that it's easier for whoever's watering them if the plants are outside. And they might like it outside, we'll see. Because it would be a lot of work for them to have to do all the house plants and all the outside plants. It's enough work for me while I'm learning to do these things, let alone a novice coming in. And I would hate for all my plants to be dead, no fault of theirs, because it is a learning curve for different plants needing different things. So, however, I don't want plants to stop me from going back to Canada, because I think, I miss everyone. The kid, we haven't been there since 2019, and although that's only a few years for me with the kids, now they're becoming adults, the years won't seem that bad. But when you're a kid, it's a big age difference. Like Erica's 15 right now, but that means like 19, 20, okay, so it'll be 5 years. So she'll be turning 16 next summer. Well, let's just say 15 minus 5, so she was 10 turning 11 last time we went to Canada. And now she's 15 and she'll be 16 while we're there. That's a huge difference. And then the other ones are a few years older, and then a few years older than that. But we'll see how many other people can join us. If Amy and James and baby Jackson can go to Canada, if Steve's dad, Pierce, can go to Canada, whoever else can afford to join us or wants to make the trip. But yeah, so with the plants, like I said, I don't want to, even though I have a beautiful greenhouse that I'm so excited about and the polytunnel now, I don't want to start a bunch of things that I have to take care of when we're going to be leaving in the summertime. And I get that there's like things that I could plant now that will be ready in spring, like winter crops and stuff like that. But I'm just going to take it easy that way. Just love what I have, the plants that I have, and learn about the house plants more, and then try and do the other stuff around the house that needs to be done. And then, like I said, working on the visa, which is also part of the thing. Like, we need to do the visa. It runs out in January, so I need to get that done. But also, that's one of the reasons we're going back to Canada as well, is next year our passports run out as well. My 10-year passport and the girls' 5-year passports all need to be renewed when we go to Canada. So, very exciting. Even though it's months away, it's very exciting to think of the trip to Canada. And getting to see everyone. And I think I'll do like what we kind of did last time, is like, if we're in one area, one city, have some kind of party or get together or a place that we're staying or whatever, where everybody in that area can come and see us. So if we spend a couple days to a week in that city or area or whatever, I like it that way, and we can see as many people as we can, and then we'll move on to the next city or area and see as many people as we can in that time. I know last time we were there in 2019, like, Steve had never been to the mountains before, so we did that. We camped in the mountains, and I'm not saying we couldn't do that again, but we can do something else that Steve's never done. Actually, thinking of that, like, I've never been to Drumheller, like in southern Alberta, where the dinosaurs well, I'm sure the dinosaurs roamed everywhere, but Drumheller is like the Badlands and stuff. You can look it up, but I've never been there, so that might be a cool thing for not only Steve and the kids, but me too, because I've never been there. Mom says, hi, Lisa. Hi, Mom. So, let's see. It is, yeah. Well, I'm sure we're halfway through, but we still have some time. But whatever you guys missed, you guys can, yeah, we're halfway through. Whatever you guys missed, you guys can watch back later when I'm done and I post this. No necklace today. Bare naked, because I thought I was going to be wearing the hoodie, but it's just too hot to wear the hoodie. I have a bunch of hats and stuff too, so I should start wearing hats and everything, but not if I'm doing my live up here. Oh, it's too hot in this room if I want to. But the stupid thing is that it's not always like this. It's not always hot like this, but because heat rises. It comes up in the entrance, no matter what. We try to keep the doors closed, so like to keep the heat in the living room. But if the doors get open, all the heat goes into the entranceway and up into the like second level, like where the balcony is and stuff. And then that's where, like, into our bedrooms or whatever, it's hotter upstairs. So Steve can be up here in the room thinking the house is warm and toasty and he's so hot, and then I'm downstairs like in wherever, the kitchen or something, just freezing and asking if he can put the heat on. But really it's because the heat has all come up here, and yeah, annoying. But it is what it is. Just happy to have a boiler and heat that works. So what else to tell you guys? I just hit my under my knee. You know, when you go to the doctors and they use the little hammer thing and check your reflexes. So I went like this with my hands right under my knee, and my foot kicked out. So my reflexes are good on that leg, on my right leg. Well, for supper, I made like a small poutine with like these ridge cut chips. They were like salt and pepper chips, but I only had a few of them, and made a little poutine. And then had these chicken balls. It was the last bag of like spicy chicken balls that were in the freezer. So that's what me and Steve had. And there was like cooked chicken breasts that I made. Cut up cooked chicken breasts. So for the kids, I made pasta with, I was supposed to put like pasta and chicken with tomato soup. That's all they wanted. But I forgot that I don't have any cans of tomato soup left because they've been eating a lot of it. And so I thought, what's just as good as tomato soup? I'm like, oh, vegetable soup. That's like tomato soup with vegetables in it. But then I opened the cans and I'm like, no, that smells like vegetable soup. But I put it on the pasta anyways and gave it to them. And it was kind of dark in the room when I brought it to them. So then I got a phone call from Erica like, what is this? But they ate it anyway. So whether I go shopping tomorrow or Tuesday, I'll get all the things that we need. And stock up the house again. Coming up this week, I know there's always birthdays. One of my friends, Tanika, her birthday's in a couple days. But it is my cousin Sam's birthday's today. And so it's already the end of November. Like I said, I want to get the Christmas decorations done before December 1st. Thinking about Christmas shop. I don't know when those people are like, it's too early for Christmas music and it's too early for this and that. I don't know what you're talking about. Christmas is like a month away. Oh, that reminds me. Owen's birthday is November 25th. So his birthday's coming up as well. That's our eldest, and he will be, hang on. He's 31, so he'll be 32. So we have that. I wonder what he's doing for his birthday, or if and when we'll plan on going out, meeting up. They either have a dinner here or go out. That's what we give the kids, one of their things that they can choose if they want to have a meal in here with the family. So we might order Chinese or whatever and then all eat here. Or we'll go out somewhere to eat. So I'll have to talk to Owen this week and see what he wants to do. But yeah, it's the end of November already, and so definitely if you haven't been doing a little bit throughout the year, it's time to think about Christmas shopping. Last week we talked about different ideas for Christmas gifts. I wonder how many of you guys have worked on any of those Christmas gifts that we talked about. Thoughtful, homemade, meaningful gifts instead of just store-bought things. Not that you can't do store-bought as well, but yeah, just I know even as a bit of a hoarder, you get to a point where, yes, I like my things. I do like my things, and yes, I'll buy new things. But I also don't want a house full of stuff unless it's stuff that is useful or meaningful. So I am trying to, use it or lose it. I'm trying to love what I have or get rid of it if I don't need it or want it. However, I don't want to just bring things to the tip, like to the landfill. I want them to go to somebody who will use them, or make use of them. I don't want to just throw everything. It would be so easy to throw everything in the bin and somebody else collect it, but that is wasteful and that's not who I am. But at the same time, like I said, I don't want, my mom did this after my dad died, and it's nothing against my dad. My mom loved my dad completely, but she had no hesitation after he passed away to get rid of stuff, and I appreciated that about her, and I want to be more like that. I want to get rid of more things, but yeah, it's hard to let things go, but also, like I said, it's even more difficult if I don't have a place to take them, if I don't know where they can go that they will be reused or repurposed, especially when the charity shops like won't take this and won't take that, and I'm like, well, like I said, I have 2 desks that, yeah, they're not like the most beautiful desks in the world, but they're functional, they're great. And if I had no money and needed a desk, I'd be happy to have either of them. But I got to put them for free up on the marketplace and see if anybody takes them for free. But the one with the roller top where you can hide everything and then you roll it up, and it's that I put on for 20 pounds and nobody bought it. So I'll put it on for free. But it's just like ridiculous, these 2 desks. And the place that Steve, there's like this place that takes beds and desks and all those things. But when he contacted them for the beds and desks and stuff, they didn't need anymore. So that's why what did I do with the beds? We sent a few to Africa to Steve's friend. And then the other ones I put up on the buy and sell, and someone came and collected them. But it's the mattresses that I have too. So the double mattress that's in the guest house, I need to take to the tip because it's old and nobody's going to want that mattress. The single mattresses I'm just going to stack up in the spare room in the guest house, and it'll just be a very tall, like, Princess in the Pea bed, because you can always use a single mattress on the floor or whatever, depending on how many people. Not that we have like 100 people that come and stay here, but I really need to get that cleaned up and out there as well. But yeah, it's so hard to, like I said, if I knew that I could bring all this stuff to the charity shop and that they would find a place for it or find a use for it, or if they didn't want to sell it in their shop, that they would give it to a homeless, well, not the homeless people want stuff either, but you know what I mean, like, say somebody who's had a fire, their house is, or people who are moving out on their own for the first time, or leaving an abusive relationship and trying to make their way out, or they just got out of prison and they have nothing. Like all these people who would be grateful to have anything, let alone, like, it doesn't matter if it matches or not. They just want to have these things. And I know what it's like to not have anything and to appreciate any knives and forks and spoons and towels and bedding and all these things. And now we just live in this world where everybody wants brand new and they expect, like, I don't know, but I do want to get rid of a lot of stuff, but I want to make sure that it's going to be used. I hate like the fast fashion and the disposable lifestyle that we live these days. When I see even on these shows with like hoarders and different things, and they put a skip, or in North America we call it what's it called? Dumpster. Put a dumpster, or here they call it a skip, outside of a house, and then they just throw all this like chairs and things, like all this stuff that is like, whoa, like hang on, you can't just throw that stuff into the skip or dumpster, because if it rains, those things are wrecked, but there's nothing wrong with them. If that person doesn't want them, if you're cleaning out the house, that's fine. But why are you throwing things out that are still good? Even when I go to the tip here, which is like the rubbish recycling center area where you drop like a cardboard off and all those things, they have an area for, you're not allowed to take anything from there. Once you get in there, it belongs to them for liability reasons. So even if there's good stuff there, you're not allowed to dig in the skips to get anything. But they have a shipping container and an area over there which is for things that are still of use. So anything that you're getting rid of that's not broken, you can go and put over there. And I know that sounds like contradictory to what I just said, that I don't know where to take these things. But it's not exactly like I can drop off boxes of stuff there. It's just more like if somebody's throwing things out and say they put a perfectly good chair in to the rubbish, then those people will take the chair out and go put it with the stuff that I don't know what they do with it, where they donate it. But my eczema's really itchy. I have to put some cream on it when I'm done here. So what else? Kids are all good. Nothing to say there. Aurora's had a boyfriend for over a month. They've been together. So that's exciting for her. Allison's at her boyfriend's right now, so that's that. Thomas has got new fish. His hamster died, but he has a fish tank and he's added to that, so he has a bunch of different fish. It's tropical fish. The dogs are good. I haven't seen Jackson, our grandson, for a bit. Steve saw him last week, but I haven't seen him for a bit, so I'd like to see him soon. We were going to see him yesterday if they were home, but like I said, I had a crap day yesterday with the headache and everything, and they weren't at home. So then we thought about going to see them today, but it was just the same thing. I just still not 100%, so we'll see him when we're feeling better. So that, and then I need to make plans with Samantha as well for me to see her. Yeah, I don't know what else to tell you guys. I'm just really excited about this type of season, like getting ready for Christmas and stuff like that. It's one of the times when I miss my family the most. But like I've said in the past, we have so many great memories that while I'm doing the baking or decorating or just getting ready for things, I can think about all the memories that we've already made, and it keeps me happy. I'm not living in the past, but I'm reminiscing, and very enjoyable. And then obviously making new memories with the family that I have now. So that's, you know, fun. That wasn't sarcasm, that was serious. I do love my family. Okay, we have like 15 minutes left. Is there anything you guys want to talk about specifically? I've been trying to do like these videos for gardening and stuff like that. Steve says like if I want to have a presence online, I need to like have a, not niche, what's the word I'm looking for? Like an area that I, you know, not just all over the place like I am in my head and in life, but to focus on one thing that I have to offer people. You know, like if you have a podcast or if you have a show or whatever, you do something just like, you know, it might be a podcast about ghost stories or true crime or plants or trains, whatever. But it's hard for me because besides gardening and plants, I do have different interests. So that's why I like the rambling hour, because I can go on a tangent on anything. But then that's what he said, that people will tune into something because they like that topic, but they might not just want to tune into me rambling about anything, except friends and family and people who care to know what I'm up to. But so I am trying to do the plant thing, and you know, and Steve's bought me all this equipment and the greenhouse, like, so I can do like different gardening things. But I love the gardening part, and I don't mind having a video on me, and I'm not shy or anything like that, but it's the putting together and editing and everything, and trying to think of what's interesting, what people really do want to, you know. And there's so many things out there, and I know I can't compare to that because everybody has something different to offer, but I just don't know what's interesting or not. Like my peace lily here is looking happier now, but he was very droopy earlier today. Well, I've seen him for days because he's right outside our bedroom door, and he was so droopy and sad because he needed water. So finally I just took the whole pot to the bathroom and gave him some water, and now he's much happier. And I see that there's a bloom coming in there too. Peace lilies are quite easy to take care of. You don't want to overwater them, but you'll know when they need water because they'll be droopy and sad. So he looks much happier today. But that's what I'm saying, like not only does not everybody care about plants, I almost got them in my mouth. Not everybody doesn't care about plants, but I don't know how much people want to hear about plants. And if they tune in because of the plants, that's fine. But like on my rambling hour, I can talk about things for a few minutes, but you know, but I'm not going to have a whole rambling hour about plants because, oh, I mean, I might have an episode, but I mean, I'm not going to continuously once a week talk about plants unless I knew that there was that many people who cared to hear me specifically tell you about plants. So I don't know. I don't know what my purpose in life is. I'm just trying to go with the flow and trust the universe and watch for the doors that are opening and my cues to which direction I'm supposed to go. Yummy. I have been drinking more water too, just so I know you see that I'm drinking pop right now, but I actually, because I told you guys last week that I was on antibiotics and I had to take one pill twice a day, and I had to take it with a glass of water, so I was drinking that water, and then now I have my glass next to my bed, so I don't want to drink pop at night, in the middle of the night if I'm thirsty. I want to have some water there, so I am drinking more water and less pop, which is, like I said, it's slow little steps in the right direction, and then we'll get back to where we were. So yes, I am making progress. Even if it's slow, I am still making progress in the right direction. I know these are supposed to be rambling hours, and we have like 15 minutes left, but if I can't think of anything to talk about, it might be like a little bit shy of an hour. So let's see, what else was I wanting to tell you guys about? Oop. We haven't done a death question in a few weeks, so we could do one of those. However, I haven't really thought about what else we need to talk about. We need, like, if you haven't already, we could also go, I thought about going over the questions again, which I could do again, because even though we have like, what, 26 or 28, I think, or something, they are, have you guys answered them? Have you got your book ready? And, you know, and we need to definitely work on the most important thing, I think, is a will. Like, whether you have a lot or not, you still need to have a will, a legal will, to what you want happening to your stuff and your body, etc. There is a situation close to, you know, of people I know that somebody with dementia who didn't sign over to have a like power of attorney or anybody to take care of their stuff before they lost their faculties. Now they're losing their faculties, and what could happen is, like, now when they're ready to like move into a home and stuff like that, the family will have to sell the property to be able to pay for them to go into a home, or they will technically become a ward of the state, basically, because they don't have a power of attorney and like someone to take over, even though they have kids. Their spouse has already passed away, even though they have kids that could do the taking care of them and everything. Because it's not legal, they become like what ward of the estate, whatever, like they become the what was I saying, like the government type thing, like they, and then if they sell the property to pay for things, then it has to do with like the kids could lose out on a lot just because the parent didn't put these things in place. Not that we think or know if and when we'll get dementia or which of us will, but it's just another example of looking at these things and looking into these things while we still have our faculties to understand what's going on. And even if we were in a situation like that, who in our lives do we trust enough to make those decisions? The horrible thing is that even the people that you love and trust the most can become assholes when it comes to money. They can become untrustworthy. They can become greedy. They can, if they're not good with money, their own, they're not going to be good with somebody else's. And sometimes when it's somebody else's, they don't hesitate to spend it or not take care of it the way they should. So it's not only big decisions that would have to be made. It's also something that you really, I just wish there was more people like my dad out there, because my dad has passed away. But while he was alive, he took care of my grandma's money. He was so trustworthy. He was the executor on certain people's estates and stuff when they passed away. And he was just one of those people that you could absolutely rely on to do the right thing, to follow the rules, to do it by the book, and to be fair, and not like he just, and if you knew that a person could definitely be like that, even in a negative situation, or whether you have lots of money or little money, that they would do the right things, then that's great. But it's even more important to think about these things while you have your faculties, because guess what? If something happens to you, somebody's going to have to take care of all this stuff. And like I said, if you don't put these things in place and you become a ward of the state or whatever the rules are where you live, then that could be, especially if you've built up like, what do they call it again? Generational wealth. If there's things that you want to leave for the next generation, if you've worked your ass off for your home or whatever you have, then you don't want to just see all those things go to the government or go to the wayside because things weren't put in place. So yeah, I think we need to definitely go over the questions. We've got to figure out our wills. And because I'm saying this, like, I need to like walk the walk, not just talk the talk. Because me and Steve still don't have our wills legally in place, even though I tell you guys everything that we want and everything, that's not technically a will. And the other thing is, if something happened to me, you guys would have to go back on every episode of Rambling Hour to see all the little bits of what I want, instead of me just writing it in the book that I'm telling you guys to do. So next week we are going to have an overview of this. We're going to go over the questions again, and we're going to make sure that we, even if we're doing it together on my Rambling Hour, writing it out, even if it's like chicken scratch, we can recopy it and make it nice later. We need to do these things, and I'm saying that like it is important. You only have to do it once, and then it's in place. And then obviously you can update it and make changes and everything else, but the gist of it, you only have to do once, and it's in place, and it's that security and knowing that. It is devastating to me. And it is so true. All those stereotypes you hear and those things you hear about when someone dies, the family's fighting, and they're fighting over money instead of like loving each other like families should do. And it breaks my freaking heart to see how even good people turn so ugly when someone dies, whether it's because of the grief or they feel like they're entitled to some kind of inheritance. Guess what? You're not entitled to shit. Even if you took care of the person at the end of their life and all those things, it doesn't mean you're entitled to anything, okay? If you took care of someone, whether it's your parent or your aunt or a stranger or whoever, your neighbor, if you're taking care of them at the end of their life, that is beautiful. That is wonderful, and we need more people like you. But why are you doing it? Are you doing it out of the goodness of your heart because we should be there for other people and that's what we should be doing with our lives, is helping each other? Or are you doing it because you think you're going to get some kind of payoff, like a inheritance or a reward? And not only that, these people who think that they're entitled to their parents' inheritance or their grandparents' inheritance, you're not entitled to shit. You did nothing for that money, and that's their money. If they want to be buried with it, if they want to donate it to the cat shelter, if they want to throw it out of an airplane before they die, if they want to spend it before they die, or if they want to skip a generation and not give it to you but give it to the next generation, they can do whatever they want with their money. And I'm so sick of people who think that they're going to live comfortably off of an inheritance from their parents or their grandparents, or they feel like they're entitled to it, that they somehow are deserving of it. No, you don't deserve any of it. If you get it, if and when you get it, then great. I hope it helps you out. I hope you do the right things with it. But nobody is entitled to somebody else's money or property or anything like that. You know, there's, as we get older, more people we know are going to pass away. More situations are going to be like this. Luckily, I'm not in one of these situations, and I am so grateful to my family, my siblings, and even my parents' siblings. When my dad died, none of his siblings acted like idiots, and none of us kids acted like idiots. My aunties and my mom and my brother and like siblings got together and did everything that they needed to for my mom and for my dad, and did what needed to be done to make the process easier. Luckily, my dad had everything in order, so that made it easier as well. But nobody acted like idiots. Nobody was selfish and acted like they were entitled to anything. And, I mean, it all went to my mom anyways, which is how, like, again, that's not how my family is. So we know, like, even if my mom took everything with her when she went or spent it all before she goes, that's her right and prerogative. But I'm just so grateful to how we handled everything. I wasn't there for a lot of it because I could only be there for a week. But I just mean in general. I also didn't act like a entitled little brat, like I was supposed to get something either. So, I just wish other families were like that. And I have more than one example going on in my life right now where I just see the devastation and the stress and the heartbreak that somebody dying, not only the death of that person creates, but what happens, the chaos after that. And the worst part is that that person who died, when someone dies, they don't want us to be mad, sad, or devastated. They want us to keep living our lives and be happy. So if they're looking down, if you believe that they survive after death in a different way, and they're looking down and seeing people fighting and people not living their best life, I think it's not a good way to honor their life or their legacy or their memory. I think if anything, you should, even if you're not friends like, even if you don't like the people that you have to work with to get through the funeral and all those things, I think in honor of the person who passed away, the least you could do is try and be civil and loving towards whoever you have to work with while this stuff is being done. Anyways, that's a rant over, so that probably brought us to the hour, because I could go on and on about people being like assholes and treating other people like garbage, and I just, it's very frustrating. I think we need to learn to love each other more, and we need to do what we can for other people as much as we can, whether it's helping somebody cross the street if they want our help, or if it's shoveling the snow for the neighbor if they want us to, or if it's buying groceries for somebody, or even delivering the groceries to them, or if any of these things, even if it's helping take care of them at the end of their life. Don't do it because you think that you are going to be entitled to something. Do it because you're doing it from the heart and that you're giving of yourself to others. And guess what? I believe in karma, so what you give, you get back, good and bad. So the more you give, and I'm not saying give because you're like, yeah, then I'll get lots back. It's like, no, it will come back to you in its time. Anyways, ramble, ramble, ramble. That's what I do best. So I love you guys. We will see you next week. And again, this starts December 10th, I think, because it goes with the, like I said, it goes with the moon. So it starts with the moon cycle. Oh, is it the 12th? Wait. Hang on. Tuesday, December 12th, the cold moon. Today marks the start of a new moon cycle. Pinpoint your desires and dream big. New moon at 23:32. Moon in Sagittarius. Cycle date 1. So my journal starts Tuesday, December 12th. So I'm really excited to use my new journal. Got to take a quick smile so I can do a screenshot with my moon calendar, my moon phase journal, and it is based in the UK, so it is based on stuff about the UK, but I'm just really excited to use it. And like I said, I'm really happy to support the company who, did they have pictures in here, or was it on the website? Was it in here that was it in here that I was reading about the... Yeah, there it is. So these are the lovely ladies who collaborated to do all this stuff with not only the art, the astrology, all of the stuff to make this beautiful work of art and all the information in it. I'm really excited to use it, and I love you guys too. Melody says, love you too. Mom says, bye Lisa with a heart. I love you guys too, and I'll see you next week. Bye.